This is a story by the dailymail.com, and it was published on the 7th of August 2024. 9 days later was my eldest daughter Bethany's birthday. She was 32, become 32 then, on the 16th of August 2024. And this is a story about God. It says a gardener from Manchester who claims he is God has picked up a legion of followers who swear his electric sermons have saved them, as he says he's known about his divine powers since childhood. James, who lives in southern Manchester, has believed he's God on earth since childhood and has a number of followers who share his belief, right? And his name is James, like mine. What's the chances of that? And he actually, as it says there, he lives in southern Manchester. And my two friends, Matthew Jenkins and Jason Hartley, they live in Manchester. I think it's either Eccles or Salford. I think it's Salford anyway. But this man who claims to be God lives in southern Manchester. And the thing is, you'll probably see from some of my videos, Jason Hartley, well, I knew him, I met him last year through Matthew. He's been looking at my videos, and Jason told me last year that he's been seeing flashing lights for the last 5 years. Well, I've got a flashing light phenomena on my YouTube channel from Mr. MBB333, the Earth Watchman. Go and look at his videos; they're fantastic. Basically, the lights in the USA is up to about 511 locations now, and basically there's light flashing phenomena everywhere, and lights have suddenly started turning purple as well, like for miles on end, like malfunctioning all at the same time, which is impossible. And he said, Mr. MBB said it started in November. Well, my son Joshua was born on the 4th of November. And on the 5th of November in the UK, it's known as Guy Fawkes Night, Bonfire Night, where all the fireworks are set off. So me and my wife, my wife always used to say, he nearly came into the world with a bang, did Joshua. Which is going to do anyway when everybody finds out it's Jesus Christ in the flesh. Yeah, so this man here claims to be God. My question is, put your money where your mouth is and provide the evidence. That's all I'm saying. Personally, I think this James, just as John the Baptist was a forerunner of Jesus Christ, I think James is not mad or crazy. Jehovah's guided him in, obviously, and he's the forerunner to James, the real God and Messiah. So he seems quite a nice man. But yeah, my question is to the news media: if you're following this man, and we'll go and have a look at the podcast from what was his name? I'll have a look in here. Daryl Morris, I think. Yeah, Radio 4 podcast. My question is, I've sent so much evidence to the newspapers. If they're making a beeline for James in Manchester claiming to be God with no evidence, right? Then why aren't they prepared to look at my evidence? About 401 gigabytes of evidence uploaded to my Google Drive, supernatural evidence caught on camera. I don't know whether James here has got supernatural evidence, but I've got numerical. I am a Bible code expert. Mail online, dailymail.com.uk. All the media. You have to know I'm the best in the world. There's no one that can do the Bible code better than me. Right? Simple maths, but that's all God created the universe with anyway. And I'm a numerology and also a gematria expert. I mean, what I can do with numbers would make the scientists' eyes water. Right? I'm telling you now. Anybody that comes to my house, right? I guarantee within half an hour, you will believe that I'm Jehovah God Almighty, the Alpha and Omega, the chosen one of Israel. There's no doubt, because I've got too much evidence. See, this is the problem with people. They just automatically say I'm not God, right? So you're basically saying is you've got no pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. My jigsaw puzzle. I've got 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, right? And you're saying you can see the picture with no pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Okay. That's mental illness in itself. False reasoning. I have all the 1,000 pieces of a jigsaw. And if I put them all together in front of you, you'd see the picture that I am Jehovah God. Seriously. I'm not joking. So dailymail.com, come and see me. You've had documents off me already. So I don't know what's going on with this with James. I mean, I don't know whether he can provide video evidence. I mean, I've got supernatural evidence all on my YouTube channel. Right? As I say, my son Joshua is Jesus Christ in the flesh. And just to give some supporting evidence, I'd already known about where is it? There we go. This is the Lincolnite. I don't know whether they exist anymore now, but anyway, this is Lincolnite. Lincoln's 1 minute of fame in Netflix blockbuster The King. Right? The King. Joshua. My son Joshua is the king. Well, I am as well, but my son Joshua is the king. And this was a film. Lincoln Cathedral appears in Henry. Is that the Henry VIII? 5th? 8th, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Coronation scene, 35 minutes into the film. And this is by Connor Cregan. Now, I could do the gematria for that, which I've done, but I'm not going to go into that. Blinking, you will miss the wonderful Lincoln Cathedral, is where I live, in Lincoln, UK, which briefly stars in the Netflix original film, The King. Now, to prove this is Joshua, referring to Joshua, my son, Joshua Isaac James Hashay. Look, when this was published, the story is over 65 months old. And as I've already mentioned, this was published on November the 4th, 2019 at 3:02 p.m. November the 4th is my son Joshua's birthday. So is that a chance or by Jehovah's supernatural design? You make it up. Anyway, this is the podcast which I'm going to play. Excuse me. Right, here we go. BBC Radio Manchester. You take note, BBC Radio Manchester. Right? It says, I met... this is by... Is this... Yeah, it's Daryl. Yeah, Daryl Morris, I think. I met the Wythenshawe man claiming to be God. God Next Door is a documentary on BBC Radio 4. It looks at a man named James who claims to be God in human form and the group of people who have built their lives around him. This was published on the 24th of July 2024. Right? So I'm going to let you listen to this now, and I might interrupt halfway through. It's good, this. Oh dear. Ah, here we go.
Yes, you did read that title right. God in Wythenshawe. But what's the story? Who is he?
I am God. I am absolute divinity. I am the Word made flesh, and I am here, back, here, now.
Well, James is the focus of a new BBC documentary, and he has since childhood believed himself to be God.
I remember being in school, primary school. Every Friday we used to go into the church for a service. One time, in terms of a discussion about the promise of God, I knew the being that was being spoken about was me. I've always known, but in another way I haven't always comprehended. It's been moments when it was tangibly obvious, and at times, as I got a little older, terrifying.
The man behind the documentary is Manchester journalist Daryl Morris. He spent the past 4 years getting to know James and the community around him. I had to ask him, why Wythenshawe?
He's sort of from around here. He's from the northwest. Wythenshawe, I think, mainly because of Anne, who is a woman who he lives with. James says that he always knew that he was God. Anne says that she always knew that God was going to present himself to her. So they met at an event. James walked into a room once and just said to her, "You know who I am, don't you?" And Anne says that she knew instantly who he was. And she lived in Wythenshawe already, so she already had a house. And now they live there together, and they at a cul-de-sac in Wythenshawe, from where they kind of plot their plan for world peace. Is it odd for you, Anne, and James here? Because some people might think it's a curious thing having God live with you in your house.
Not for me, it's not. It might be for somebody else, but it's not for me. Mission's the mission. Peace on earth, and that's all that matters.
What did you make of James as you got to know him?
Well, the thing to say about this is that I really like him, and I got to like him, and I've spent a lot of time in his company, and I spent a lot of time with the group. And I think that the one thing I should say kind of like off the bat, I think, is that this isn't, going into this, the one thing that I sort of knew myself, and I think it's worth you knowing, is that I'm not going to be able to prove that James is God or not, right? That's not the point of this programme. That's a pointless waste of everybody's time. But really, the programme, I have to say, the programme actually is an exploration of these people, of this community. Who are they, and what brought them to this man, James, as much as anything else?
I know he's God. I'm embarrassed how many times I ask myself, is it real? I've seen it that many times.
Is it a bit odd having God work with you as a landscaper?
Yeah, I do. James just go over there and pick, you're telling God to do something, it's difficult, You're 10 minutes late, God, what are you doing?
So is this an example of modern spirituality, or is it actually a cult?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? And to be honest with you, I have to be honest. I hate to do this to you, but it's the sort of thing you're going to just have to decide for yourself, I think, to be honest. One thing that I do know for certain, this is a group of people who are kind of, well-meaning, who each individually have an interesting, compelling story as to what brought them to this group and what made them believe in this man called James. And like I say, I maybe I got too close to this. I kind of reflect on that a bit at the end as well. But I did like them, and I enjoyed being in their company. How was it for you?
It's brilliant. It's always a good feel when you come here. It gives me that feeling of belonging. This is a family, it's a community, and every single one of these people, I love them all. Absolutely every one of them. They're all really good people.
as community is shifting and changing, and as the sort of institutions of power and the rhythms by which we are used to living our lives fracture and change, and we become unsteadied by that change, and the cracks emerge, it is groups like this that emerge in the cracks that give people a sense of belonging and purpose. Now, you can make your own mind up as to whether or not you think that it is okay or not, what's going on here, but it is certainly what new community looks like.
The programme is on BBC Sounds now. Just search for God Next Door to hear the full story.
Right. I've just checked the time of that video. It's 5 minutes, 8 seconds. Right. So now we're going to use the English Gematria Bible app. Look at those numbers. As I say, it was 5 minutes and 8 seconds. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go 8:05. The 805th chapter of the Bible is Ezekiel chapter 3, right? Now, what I'm interested in, I know the scripture very well. It's one of my favourite ones. It's Ezekiel's, the main bits, it's Ezekiel's, verse 16, Ezekiel's task as the watchman. I'm basically, it says, and at the end of 7 days, the Lord came to me, Son of man, it's talking about me, the Christ. Right. And then if you look at verse 24 to 27, it says this. Then the Spirit came into me and raised me to my feet. He spoke to me and said, go shut yourself inside your house, and you, son of man, they will tie ropes, tie you with ropes. You will be bound so that you cannot go out among the people. I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth so that you will not be silent, and unable to rebuke them, for they are a rebellious people. But when I speak to you, I will open your mouth, and you shall say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. When whoever will listen, let them listen, and whoever will refuse, let them refuse, for they are a rebellious people. Right? Now, Gematria, for the scientists and the news media, is Jehovah's messaging system. Right? It's a mathematical messaging system, because Jehovah is the God of mathematics. That's how he created the universe. Right? So this scripture is connected to James at Wythenshawe, the Son of God, right? Sorry, God. And it's connected in verse 24. It said the Spirit of the Lord, and then it said, go shut yourself inside your house, and they will tie you with ropes. This is talking about the elders, right? Simon Eshelby, who was my chairman, David Seven, Baz Gilderdale and Bob Gash, 4 elders on my judicial committee, after I confessed to adultery, after being separated from my wife for about 3 years. She wouldn't let me go back, pleading, crying, everything. She wouldn't let me go back, so I just fell into adultery. It wasn't planned. But I confessed. Well, my wife years ago, when we first got married, said that if I ever commit adultery, she'd divorce me. I knew that in the back of my mind. But because of my love for Jehovah, I decided to confess to adultery, knowing full well I'd lose Samantha, she'd divorce me, and lose my children. But I put my trust in Jehovah because that was the right thing to do. And for you elders, in the Bible, I can't remember where it is now, but it says, I think it's John Summit. Jesus said, if you confess your sins to the Father, he is righteous to forgive you and cleanse you, basically. So why did you elders disfellowship me when I came forward? If I'd hidden it, you would never have known. Why did you treat me like this? Right? So it says there, they will tie you with ropes. That's the elders. You will be bound, and my family, and you'll be bound among the people. I'll make your tongue, and basically, I haven't. It says, I will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, and you'll be silent. Well, I was after I got disfellowshipped on the 2nd of June, 2010. I was silent. I was silent, completely silent. Till about 2023, 2019, 23. And then it says at the beginning, go shut yourself in your house. Well, that's basically literally what's happened. I've got one friend, Trish, and I've basically been in my house, shut in my house for over 14 years. Right? I rarely go out to the shops. I walk to Trish's now because she's moved. But I don't like going out. I order all my food from Asda's, all my groceries, and I love Amazon, and I do it that way. But yeah, Gematria is God's messaging system, and also what's interesting, as I said, The King was on Netflix, was filmed partly in Lincoln Cathedral. Well, guess what else was in Lincoln Cathedral? Which is when I got sectioned, well, the Peter Hodgkinson Centre, the mental hospital. That's exactly, I measured it exactly 1 mile away from Lincoln Cathedral. And what film was filmed there? The Da Vinci Code. Well, not all there, but that's where the Da Vinci Code. What do you think, news media, is Da Vinci Code about? It's an inspired film by Jehovah, created under the direction of the Holy Spirit to show that a man in Lincoln would have the Bible code. And I'm just going to get on YouTube a minute, because I'll let you listen to this, because this is really interesting about the Da Vinci Code. There we go. Where are I? Can't search. Where's the search gone? Home. Oh, that is being covered up. Right. Da Vinci Code trailer. Right, this is for the news media now. Right, this is really good. The Da Vinci Code teaser trailer. Listen to this, news media. Jehovah's Witness, the whole world, listen to this about the Bible code. Right, this is an inspired film by Jehovah. Filmed at Lincoln, partly at Lincoln Cathedral with Tom Hanks. How close can I be to that film? Listen to this.
It is so powerful that men have died to protect it. And there are those who would kill to expose it. It is a message that has been hidden for centuries. Before our eyes. What if the world's greatest works of art held a secret that could change the course of mankind forever? overcomer. No matter what you have read, no matter what you believe, the journey has just begun.
Right, that film, The Da Vinci Code, was directed by Ron Howard. My dad's brother's name is Howard. Right? The film was released on the 19th of May 2006. Right? Now, I can actually prove this, but I had a supernatural experience. I won't go into it now. Where energy, Samantha had left me because I was having dreams from Jehovah about how the stock market worked and the maths and the graphs in my dream. And I told her, I think Jehovah's using me. And she says, oh, your mum would be really proud of you. And but then she got scared, and her mum says I was psychotic. I was having visions, basically. But Jehovah got her out of the way, my wife Samantha. And then on the 6th of May, I was actually just laying on the settee, and I got pains in my head like somebody was squeezing it, and then it went off. So I sat up, and within about 7 seconds, I started getting like electricity feeling in my fingers. It wasn't like electricity. I wouldn't say it was that. It was a power, a supernatural power. And it went straight into my hands and travelled up into the top half of my body, not my legs. And I was like, it was pretty painful, right? And I was like shaking and sweating. And I was going, I knew it was supernatural. I knew it was Jehovah. But basically, I thought I'd been baptized in Holy Spirit. When I told the elders and Samantha, she said, oh, they always thought this is what happened. It's a long story, but I got sectioned on this was on the 6th. I got sectioned on the 9th of May and taken to Peter Hodgkinson. They sent me back to Bradgate ward in Leicester again because I wasn't from Lincoln then. And then the thing is, the Da Vinci Code, when I was in the Bradgate ward, so I got sectioned on the 9th. 10 days later, the Da Vinci Code's released. Right? And that is 1 mile away from Lincoln Peter Hodgkinson Centre. And also, using the letters, the mental hospital is called Peter Hodgkinson Centre. Using the letters only once in Peter Hodgkinson Centre, you will find the words, enthroned Christ, God's Son is the King. Isn't that amazing? And Ezekiel chapter 44 in the Bible talks about the priesthood restored. And you also find the words priesthood restored in Peter Hodgkinson Centre. And also think, I won't say this one because I'm not sure. But anyway, this film is about... I won't do that because I went off that. Where's the other one now? Doobie-doobie-doo. What does he say in this one? Here we go.
Symbols are a language that can help us understand our past.
Professor Langdon, the chief of police would like your assistance.
I'm not sure how much help I'm going to be here this evening. Dear God.
A murder that hides a message.
He did this himself with his own blood?
Is it possible?
A code.
This is a message. Your grandfather left you.
He left us.
Only he can break.
Professor Harry.
Demons, omens, codes, monks. Da Vinci.
Professor Langdon, you are in grave danger.
Sir Lee evening.
Robin! A dramatic late-night arrival. What can an old cripple do for you?
I'm into something here that I cannot understand.
We are in the middle of a war, one that's been going on forever. Protect a secret so powerful that if revealed, it would devastate the very foundations of mankind.
What are you talking about?
You asked what would be worth killing for. Witness the biggest cover-up in human history.
I'm not gonna make it!
You're saying all this is real?
Real enough to kill for.
Right, so that's the Da Vinci Code. Basically, where Tom Hanks was doing all those anagrams and codes and writing them down and getting words out of other words and letters and that. Basically, I've been doing that for the last... Oh, I've been doing it since 2008 when I was doing the Bible Code. It's the same thing I do. And then, as it said in the film, well, it says a secret so powerful that if revealed, it would devastate the very foundation of mankind. So you listen, everybody, what I'm about to do, and you news media and governments. This is Jehovah, the best psychological warfare machine you have ever seen in the universe. I know exactly what to do. It's called thought contagion. In fact, Muse, if you look at Muse, the English band, they are inspired. All their songs are inspired by Jehovah, right? Matt Bellamy, he's inspired by Jehovah. So you need to look at his videos. One called Contagion, Thought Contagion, and basically that's what's going to happen. You know, like the the coronavirus, right? That isn't created by man. That was, I've got gematria that proves God did that. Jehovah caused it, because basically it was a symbol of what was going to happen in the future, of my message getting out to the world, and my Shroud of Turin document to prove that my son Joshua is Jesus Christ. You know what people are like for gossiping. You can't stop it. Once one person knows that I'm Jehovah, they're going to find it hard with the evidence to not spread it, and it'll get spread around the earth. I'm telling you now, this is a takeover not only of Watchtower, but the world governments. They're not going to like me. Donald Trump's not going to like me. I don't like Donald Trump. He's an evil person. I'm not swearing, but he's evil. He thinks he's clever, right? He says he's done an IQ test and it's very high. God. What is he about, that bloke? Seriously. He has no understanding of anything. He's cruel, evil, dictatorial. He's a dictator. And I will take Donald Trump down. I'm not saying how, but I'm going to do it. You watch me do it. I know how to silence him. I know how to silence him. And the news media are going to be interested when I do that. Once I take over Watchtower, you'll see what I can do. No violence, no threats of violence or uprising from Jehovah's Witness, take up arms, because I don't do that. I do psychological warfare. It's a total different game. So, you know, take it as it is. So I'm just going to check that name of that reporter. It's in the Daily Mail one. And this is a message to him. Yeah, there it is. It's a journalist, Daryl Morris. Now, I've sent him emails. I've got his email address. And I've sent the document. Nothing. Right? And he says in this podcast, it makes me laugh. He says, oh, we found James really interesting. He spent all these hours and time with him. Right? And James is not presenting any evidence because he's not God. He's just a symbol of what was coming, of the real God, James. Right? Now, Daryl Morris, wake up, mate. Somebody tell Daryl Morris, get your journalists together and Daily Mail or whoever, and bring Daryl Morris to me. And within half an hour to an hour, I convince you I'm Jehovah God by it. I mean, the videos on my YouTube channel should convince you with all the stuff I've got on there. Right? You haven't looked at the 401 gigabyte, have you, Daryl Morris? I think people are scared, right? Well, my YouTube channel today, well, for the last week, it's been, people have been unsubscribing. I've been around about the 380 to 400 subscription views in the last 7 days. It's been stuck like that for a month, right? If I go to my YouTube now, right, there's my YouTube channel. If I go to last 7 days analytics, oh look, oh, it's going up. It's 2.9k now. 2.9k. It was 2.4 about an hour ago, and then it went to 2.5. What do you think's happening, everybody? Daryl Morris, all the newspapers, is starting to get out the truth about me. Right? It's going up. It's going up. It started. The earthquake has started and the flood. Do you know my name, James, means Hashay. Hashay means gate or door. And Jesus said, go in through the narrow gate. And he said, I am the door to the sheep. Hatch, which is the modern name version of my name, means small gate, which ties in with Matthew 7 verse 13 and 14, going through the narrow gate. Anyway, my name, James Hashay, can mean gatekeeper. So I'm the gatekeeper to paradise. And also it can mean sluice gate or floodgate. So this is what's happening now, Daryl Morris. The floodgates are being opened. I'm going to keep my eye on that number. 2.9. This is encouraging now. Look at my shorts, by the way. Here we go. There's my shorts, look. All the supernatural stuff. 2 suns in the sky, 2 moons. That's a weird one, this one, look.
Это что-то необыкновенное, да? Я вижу. Чудо какое, да?
What the hell is that? That's not AI. What the hell was that? That's brilliant. That was off World of Signs. So on here, I encourage the news media, right? You have you have World of Signs here. I'm giving you a plug, World of Signs. He's struggling for money, this man. He needs help. If anybody can donate to him, he's got a PayPal link in here, I think. Somewhere. Yeah, donate, look, PayPal. Please donate to him. He needs your help, seriously. He says he loves doing his job, but he doesn't get... Look at all these supernatural events he's got on here. Absolutely brilliant. And then this is my favourite, Mr. MBB333. Look at this. These videos. Supernatural. I mean, I don't think Mr. MB33, Michael, and I'm Michael the Archangel, I don't think he probably believes in a God. It's called the Earth Watchman. People call him the Earth Watchman, but he does all this sky phenomena, and it's getting worse. As I say, there's been he's done the map. We're up to 500 since November, since my son's birthday, last year, 2024. He's now got 511 locations in America, the USA, flashing light phenomena, and the purple lights have started, and it's getting more and more frequent now. It's getting more and more bizarre. Do you think that's normal news? Why are you being silent on in news media? Or don't you know about it? It's supernatural. Lights don't suddenly start going malfunctioning without supernatural force behind it. Right? As I said, I didn't finish off. My friend Jason Hartley, he said he's been seeing flashing lights for the last 5 years, probably about every 2 weeks or something, right? I haven't seen one flashing light in my lifetime, I don't think. Maybe 1 or 2. But he sees them. He said since he's met me, the flashing light phenomena has increased like tremendously. And I've actually got 80 videos that he's sent through to me on WhatsApp, a folder of 80 videos of flashing light phenomena in street lights, flashing lights in shops. He can actually walk up to a lamppost and say, look, watch this, it's going to switch on, and it does. That will. Video footage. So I am Jehovah God, right? So you need to go and look at this now. I want these newspapers. I mean, this is quite encouraging now. 2.9k. That I don't think it's. I think the only time when I got 2.9k, 3k is when I promoted a video, right? And this, right? Right, you need to look at this video. Where is it? It's a bit further down here. Right, you news media. This is supernatural. Right, here we are. Right. My title is Impossible Supernatural Miracle. Crude oil May 20 contract falls to minus 36 dollars a barrel. Right? Right. I'm a professional stock market trader, although I've been bankrupt once, but I've been studying the stock market and trading, practice trading for many, many years. So I'm an expert and I know how the stock market works. Right? So what happened was when was it? 20th of April, which is 9 days before my birthday, crude oil dropped to minus $36 a barrel. Impossible. And the experts agree with me. Jehovah's blinded this to people until now, right? I'm just going to play this. There you go. The price of a stock can fall to extremely low levels and is capable of falling to zero if the issue company goes bankrupt, but it can never get to a negative value. However, this does not mean that you cannot lose more than you've invested, depending on what you and so on, right? And another one. And this one says, if a stock falls to, this is a Google, this is Morningstar Canada. If a stock falls to close to zero, if a stock falls to or close to zero, it means that the company is effectively bankrupt and has no value in shares. Can a stock below zero? No, it is not possible for a stock to go below zero. Right, there we have it. And then the next one. Oh, there it is. Can stocks go to zero? It says, can stocks go negative? While rare stock prices can approach zero due to financial distress or bankruptcy, but they cannot go below zero. Right? This is on the Stock Dork. I'm just running through these now. Is Vantage. There are numerous professional stock traders who have made a name for themselves in the dynamic. However, it's essential to keep in mind that the stock market is also prone to numerous factors that influence stock prices, which make traders wonder, can stocks go negative? The simple answer is no. Even if a stock price fluctuates or falls dramatically, they can never attain a negative value less than zero. Right? So, no, again. So I'm not making this up. Here, here's another one. Can stocks go negative? It's a myth that stock prices can go negative. A share price might plummet even to the brink of zero, but it cannot fall into negative territory. The stock market operates on a supply and demand. If there is no demand for stock, its price can fall to zero, but it stops there, right? There you go, another proof. Yeah, here's a money aisle. This is not stupid. These are traders. The price of a stock, can a share price go negative? The price of a stock is not controlled by any governing body or financial council. Basically, the price depends on the numerous geopolitical factors and millions of investors which regularly buy and sell the stocks on stock exchange, just like any other market. The price of a stock increases, and so on and so on. And now answering the question, can stock go negative? The value of a stock can fall as low as zero, but it can never get to negative. You cannot lose more money than you originally invested, right? Here's another one. This is Market Realist. Can stocks go negative? The simple answer is whether the stock price of a listed company can go negative is no. It's based on the concept of limited liability. Your liability can be higher than your invested amount. However, a stock's book value can go negative. Right, there we go. Now this is where it gets interesting. This shows it's supernatural, right? This is by the Sky News. So you want to look at what you wrote, Sky News? Somebody needs to tell them, email them. Right here. Coronavirus. US oil prices plunged below zero for the first time in history. That should tell you something. As pandemic hits demand. This is just unbelievable. The plunge into negative territory saw the bizarre situation where traders were being paid more than $40 a barrel to buy a barrel. Are you serious? Think about it. Think about it, people. YouTube people, news media, Sky News. Basically, what you're telling me is that because the oil price, the May contracts fell to minus $36 a barrel, right? Basically, you were giving the oil traders $40 to buy a barrel off you. So you give them $40 to buy, give you back the money to buy a barrel. What? Basically, you're giving it away free then, aren't you, stupid idiots? Oh, God. That's like saying, this is my analogy, right? It's like saying that food prices in a supermarket went below zero and they were worthless, basically. There's no value in negative stock, zero or negative stock. It's like saying food has gone below negative. So what the supermarket manager decides to do is pay the customers the value of their food, give them the money so that they come into the shop and spend the money buying the food. So the manager gets the money back. The supermarket. Oh, come on, wake up. This is when people are going to wake up. Look at Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 9, the people have seen a great light. This is going to do some damage, this, to the Watchtower and the world. Because the truth is, people, no way. The truth is, there's your evidence, right? This was off Yahoo Finance. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I should have known and put a load of money in it was going to come back up. 36 minus $36. Mexican Navy crashes into Brooklyn Bridge. Is that what he said? Oh, God. Here we go. So basically that was an oil price crash, wasn't it? Right? And this is what it is now. Yeah, you'll see the connection. Oh, it can't show the news. Is it on Sky News? Oh, look, it's on Sky News. The same as the oil price one. What's the chance of that? Mexican Navy ship crashes into New York Brooklyn Bridge as 2 die and others are injured. Right? Mexico means land of the war god. That's Jehovah, right? And the Brooklyn Bridge, well, the Jehovah's Witnesses are now at Warwick, their headquarters in New York, but they were at Brooklyn. They in fact, Brooklyn. I think they could see Brooklyn Bridge out the window, if I'm right. So there we go. Land of the war god against the Watchtower. And this video is going to do some... That's not a... This is what I get all the time, news media. All the time. You can't say that's not a coincidence. And especially that's Sky News. And it can't be shown for some reason. They are, just to prove that. Oh, look at the end of the video. Impossible miracle for crude to go to all. My video reviewing JW Broadcasting May 2025. What's the chance of that being there? I do watch a lot of them. What's down here? Extreme close intercept. Yeah, it's on my news there. Final warning. I'm just looking down the... That's me, Doctor Who. Cruel or cowardly. XJW ever leaked this. There's John Wick. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what's going on anyway. You cannot have negative stock, everybody. It doesn't work like that. I've been a stock market trader for 25 years. And I know that it can't go negative. The first time in history. Why did it go down for the first time in history? Below minus $36 a barrel. They don't even let it go to zero, to be honest, the company. In the stock market. They should know that. So Jehovah, what he's done is covered all the eyes of the traders, and they wouldn't put it down to supernatural, but Jehovah had control of the stock market on that day, on the 20th of April. Whenever it was. But this is a good video. Watch that one. The ominous signs of... Oh, that's scary, that. Anyway, we are up to 54 minutes. So I'm going to stop it now. But download my documents on... Click on this. 13 documents, and they're all there. And you've got... My son Joshua is Jesus Christ. That's a brilliant 293 document. And then you've got Joshua's YouTube channel. which is there. Tech Tazaract. And that's his wife, Nene, Brittany. He's very clever like me, Joshua is. This is why I don't have a mental illness. Right, and then you've got Ray Downing, Jesus Alive Again. That's the Shroud of Turin 3D specialist. Then you've got the total solar eclipse, April 2024. Jeremiah 6:1, Beth Hashem. It's got Beth Hashem in Jeremiah 6:1. Beth Hashe is my daughter's name. And then you've got Watchtower False Teachings. That's going to destroy Watchtower. And then the governing body of Jehovah's Witness, not prophets. When was Jerusalem destroyed? Because that's connected to the 607 BCE date for the destruction of Jerusalem in 1914. And when Jesus came invisibly. And then fact-checking VAT 4956. The majority of people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses won't know about that. And then I've got Purim 2025, the rescue of Jehovah's Witnesses. And then Planet 9X, read that one, news media. Strange one. And if you want to contact me and leave a message, go right down to the bottom, click on SpeakPipe. There we go. And send me a voicemail. Just click start. You don't have to put your email in an address, I don't think. Anyway, 56 minutes, 29 seconds, and I'm going to have a sleep now because I'm shattered. Right, bye for now.